accepting our invitation and taking time off to address all of us during this council time. As Dr. Gayatri mentioned, it's a difficult period of time. In fact, we have been passing through some turbulent times, and then the council had to make several decisions. One of them, of course, was the semester examinations, and it was a Herculean task, I am sure, dealing with the schools across the country. I remember calling up officers during that time because many of you, I'm sure, desperate to get answers. You are stuck, and I tell you, they were very much there, evening, night, when we are all in trouble. They were very much there straight away, taking calls, solving your problems. And so, if we could get that done, I'm sure we know that we are in safe hands under the leadership of Mr. Aratun. Thank you, sir, for being there, for taking us through this crisis. And I'm sure the next part, the second semester or whatever that is to come, will be, I'm sure, taken care of well, because we are confident that with you around, with you leading the council, we will be able to find solution to every problem. Thank you very much, sir. We don't need to introduce you because you are so much known to us that you don't need an introduction. All that I want to do is to welcome you and request you to please address us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Emmanuel, Chairman of the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examination, office bearers, and members of the association. I, along with my officers here in my office at Delhi, we are really honored, and we are also privileged to be with you on this occasion at a hybrid 64th conference of the ASISC. We heard Dr. Gayatri speak about the semester's examinations that we had conducted, the first semester exam, and all the difficulties that we faced during that period. But still, we took up the challenge in spite of all odds. It was a very difficult period for all of us, but yet we were sure that we would conduct the first semester examination successfully. And we did it. And we were able to even publish the results much before the CBSE, who also had a first term examination. With this, I will request my officers who are with me here in my Delhi office to make their presentations. Our first speaker is Mrs. Sangeeta Bhatia, our Deputy Secretary, ISC. Over to Mrs. Bhatia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aratun. Good morning, Dr. Emmanuel, Mr. Aratun, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. During my presentation this morning, I will be providing you with a quick run through the important highlights of the year 2021 examination. After the partial cancellation of the year 2020 examination and settling of the COVID-19 peak in the early months of the year 2021, the entire education fraternity was hopeful that the year 2021 board examinations would be conducted in the normal manner. But what actually happened is history. So with that thought in mind, Council had made all the arrangements and all the preparations for the conduct of the year 2021 examination. So now I'm going to take you through the highlights of the examination year 2021. I'm sorry about the a little glitches because of the technology, but I think it's sorted now. So the ICSE and ISC examinations, as you all aware, were scheduled to be held from May 4th to June 7th, 2021 and May 4th to June 18th, 2021 respectively. For ICSE, 2,422 schools had confirmed to present 2,19,796 candidates. And for ISC, 1,166 schools had confirmed to present 94,134 candidates for these examinations. So amongst the arrangements that were put in place by the council for the examination centers were finalized, conveners were appointed, supervising examiners, special coordinators, inspectors were all finalized and appointed. Question papers were prepared, printed, packed center-wise. Examination stationery was provided to the centers. COVID-19 safety guidelines were prepared as per the guidelines that were shared by the center and the state governments and the union territory. They were prepared, finalized, compiled together and shared with all the schools for the conduct of the examinations. More so, we also had finalized the examiners and the evaluation centers where the evaluation for these examinations would take place. Then there were candidates, because of the lockdown, the candidates had moved to their hometowns or they had gone to countries, other countries. Council had also made arrangements for the conduct of the examination for these candidates. Wherever, whichever part of the country they were and we had our examination centers located, the arrangements were made. Then even in other countries, arrangements were made with the embassies and consulates for the conduct of examinations for such candidates. The biggest challenge that the council had for the 2021 examination was the conduct of ISC practical examinations. We were aware that the theory examination would be conducted keeping in mind the distances that, from one child to the other child, the seating arrangement would be made proper. Since each school was given an examination center, they would make sure, the school heads would make sure that the arrangements for seating these students would be made properly, ensuring the required social distancing. But what was the challenge was, the biggest challenge was the conduct of practical exam. Because as per the previous practice, the past practice, council used to provide the question paper, schedule the date on which the practical exams would be conducted for all candidates, calling all students at the same time in the school, keeping them in one classroom incommunicado with other students, while the batch-wise students were taking exam in the laboratories. But obviously, with the COVID safety guidelines, SOPs and protocols, this would have not been possible. We could not crowd the centers. We could not get all the children in the school at the same time. So this was posing a big challenge for the council to put in place an arrangement for the conduct of practical exam. But after a lot of deliberations, discussions with our subject experts and with the help of our research division, we came up with the guidelines, with the process or the method of conduct of practical exam, wherein the council gave only the detailed guidelines that again were prepared by the research division of the council. And with the help of these guidelines, the visiting examiners, supervising examiners were able to successfully conduct the practical examinations for all subjects that have the component of practical exam, and across all centers for all subjects, they were successfully and timely conducted. Then also came the challenge of assessing the project work of students who were not in the station, who were out of their city, their country. Council then prepared revised guidelines for the assessment of the project work, wherein the council permitted soft copies to accept the soft copies of the project prepared by the children, to get the project work and conduct the vivas through virtual mode or through telephonically, because there were children who were in remote areas and where they did not have the access to Wi-Fi, they could not attend or could not join through their computers, or they did not have computers, they did not have laptops. So in fact, we also permitted some of the centers to conduct their vivas virtually and complete this assessment part of the subject. Next. Then after all this, and after a lot of discussions, then there was a court case in Supreme Court, and the end result was a judgment being passed and a decision being taken by the central government and by the Supreme Court to cancel the examination, which was because of the nationwide lockdown. And since children were not available, there were a lot of petitions. So since the exams got cancelled, now came another challenge for the council to prepare the results for this batch of the year 2021. Then again, with the help of our statisticians and after a lot of discussions and deliberations, council came up with the parameters which will be used for preparing the year 2021 examination results. For class 10, the average marks of papers, subjects scored by candidates in various tests, examinations conducted by the school at the class 9 and 10 level through the academic year 2019-2020 and 2020-21 respectively was used, which was the schools had provided this data to us in the percentage form. Along with these marks, the internal assessment marks that were awarded to students were also included. Similarly, for class 12, the average marks that the children had scored at class 11 and 12 for the academic years 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 were used. The schools were asked to submit these marks through the careers portal. Also, another parameter that was included for class 12 result processing was the average marks that the children had scored in class 10. Considering the marks, for calculating these marks, English and best 4 subjects were considered. Along with these two parameters, the marks for the project work and practical examinations that were awarded to these candidates were also considered. The data that was submitted by the schools was analyzed by a team of reputed statisticians along with the CISC officials. And after the detailed analysis of the data, a methodology was decided upon for the computing of marks for each candidate for each subject paper. And based on this methodology, the result was computed, prepared, and was declared on July 24th, 2021. Then, because the examination was not conducted, the question of conducting or having a recheck did not arise. But what came in place of recheck was a mechanism of dispute resolution. In dispute resolution, what the council did was, the students who were not happy or were not satisfied with their results that was awarded to them, they were asked to give their application, a written application to the school concerned, stating the objection that they had in detail along with the reasons. And these applications were then forwarded by the head of the school to the council, to the CISC. The total number of dispute resolutions that were received by CISC were for ICSE, we received 3,123 such applications, and for ISC, 3,769 applications were received and that they were responded to. Then again, we gave one more option to the students, that if they were not happy again with the results, they were not satisfied with the response that they received to the dispute resolution, they could have appeared for an improvement exam, for which was conducted by the council for the candidates who were not satisfied with their results. And these examinations commenced on August 16 and ended on September 2nd for ICSE, and they ended on 7 September for ISC. The total number of candidates who took these improvement exams were 404 for ICSE and 778 for ISC. During this period, we also allowed children to appear, whoever wanted to were eligible to take for the compartment exam, were also allowed to register, and some of the candidates did register for the compartment exam. This time the number was small because there was an overlap to the improvement exam and the compartment exam. So for ICSE, only one child registered for the compartment exam, and for ISC, we had 6 candidates who registered for the compartment exam. And results for the compartment and improvement exams were declared on 18 September 2021. So, and that's all for the year 2021, as far as year 2021 highlights are concerned. Thank you so much for giving a patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bhatia. I will now request our second speaker, Mr. Ricardo Sola, Deputy Secretary, ICSC, who will make his presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aratun, sir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Chairman, sir, and esteemed members of the ASISC. I will now take you through the highlights of the examination year 2022, which is presently underway. As Dr. Gayatri had rightly said, that on the surface of it, the examinations for the semester 1 did go off smoothly, but yes, with the council members, we have literally spent hundreds of hours planning and making sure that what was required for the semester 1 and what will be required for the semester 2 and what will be required for the semester 2 will be properly executed because of the planning that has been put into place. Now, given our experience of the 2021 examination and the challenges that we had in collecting and collating the data due to the cancellation of the 2021 exams, and because of the COVID situation, the CISC had decided and taken a very historic decision, which is of course in keeping with the NEP as well, where the examinations for the year 2022 were split into 2 semesters. And also the syllabus prescribed for the year had been bifurcated. For the semester's examinations, we had reduced the timing of both the exams. We had reduce the weightage of the marks in both the exams. The question patterns were changed tremendously, and also the paper pattern and the way of printing and making them available to our schools had changed. For the ICSE, it was either a 60 or a 90-minute exam, and it was for either 40 marks or 50 marks. For the ISC, it was a 70 or 80 mark exam for a 90-minute duration. One of the changes that we had implemented was in the first semester is that it was entirely of an MCQ type. And since this was done for the first time, these papers were available to all our schools well in advance in the form of specimen question papers. The semester 1 examinations, like I said, we had deliberated for many an hour, and it was initially planned to be an online examination. But after much deliberations and after having finalized the online examination, and as is the custom of the council, we always share our information with our stakeholders. And the stakeholders did mention that there were challenges to be faced if these examinations were to be conducted online. And they did mention about having network issues probably, about having devices that would not work during the time of these online examinations, and also the electricity failure. So having again gone through these difficulties, the CISC once again decided that we will then hold an offline examination for the semester 1. The council had then prepared a very detailed guidelines to enable our school to prepare for the offline examinations for the semester 1. Again, all center arrangements had been put into place. All the necessary logistics had been taken care of. And like I said earlier, even our question papers, this time it was a question paper come answer booklet where the children were to write on the paper itself. So all arrangements having been put into place, the examination for the semester 1 began on the 22nd of November for both the ICSE and the ISC, while the ICSE ended on the 16th of December. The ISC went on till the 20th of December, and they were successfully completed. Now, having done the exam, then the next challenge for the council was the evaluation. Here again, keeping in tune with the changes that had taken place, it was decided that the answer scripts would be evaluated at the examination centers itself. And it would be done on the same day as it was conducted, so that these marks could be submitted online directly to the council's servers, and we would have all our marks for that examination day with us. And for this, the scripts being evaluated at the examination centers, the council would like to thank all our heads of schools for having extended enormous cooperation and enormous support for this to have been successfully done. Again, a change that had taken place at this evaluation was we had given an additional responsibility to our chiefs or our supervising examiners at each of these centers, where we made them responsible to ensure that these marks were correctly evaluated and they were uploaded and sent to the council on time. Now, although we had a large number of students who had appeared for the ICSE and the ISC semester 1 examinations, we did have a number of students who were not able to appear for various reasons. Either they or their families were directly impacted with COVID, or they were seriously ill, or some of our students were also taking part in either national or international sports at that particular time. Once again, the council stepped in and, having considered this fact, granted exemption to these candidates. So for the ISC, we had 157 such candidates who were granted exemption for the ISC, and for the ICSE students, there were 249 such candidates who were granted exemption from the ICSE examination. Now, the granting of exemption meant that we, the council, would then make arrangements to conduct these exams for the second time round. And thereafter, we conducted another round of exams of the semester 1, both for the ICSE and the ISC, for these 157 ISC students and 249 ICSE candidates. So this examination of the second round of the semester 1 examinations, it commenced from the 10th of January 2022, and it continued for the ISC up to the 24th of January, and for the ICSE, it concluded on the 28th of January 2022. So both these examinations, the candidates having sat for it, thereafter the council declared the semester 1 results on the 7th of February 2022 at 10 a.m. Now, from the time of the declaration of the results on the 7th to the 10th of February, we had the recheck portal open and activated, where both the schools as well as individual candidates could apply through the website or through the careers for a recheck of their scripts. And for the ICSE, we received 17,913 such requests, 16,004 from individual candidates, and 1,909 through schools. For the ISC, we received 7,209 such requests, 6,696 from individual candidates, and 513 from schools. The process of the recheck is currently still ongoing, and both the schools as well as the candidates will receive the results soon. Again, having conducted the second round of the examinations, out of those two numbers that we mentioned earlier, 157 for the ISC, there were still 14 candidates who could not appear for the examination for legitimate reasons. And similarly, we had 11 candidates who, for the ICSE, could not appear for the second round of the semester 1 examination. Again, the CISE considered the fact for these students, and we conducted the semester 1 examination for the third time. So these examinations began for the ISC on the 19th. For the ICSE, it began on the 16th of February, and they will end on the 28th of February 2022. The examinations for these 14 and 11 candidates respectively are still underway. And the results for these candidates will be declared at a later date. The semester 2 examinations, these examinations again will be conducted offline. And like we have given a notice to all our schools that they will be conducted approximately from the last week of April beginning. Now, in keeping with the duration, for both the ICSC and the ISC, the second semester will be of 90 minutes. The question paper, again, there is a change in the pattern of the question paper for the semester 2 examination. In the first semester, it was totally MCQ. In the second semester, there will be a mixture of MCQ, objective, longer answers, and short answers. The maximum marks for the ICSC would be either 40 or 50, and for the ISC, it will be 35 or 40 instead of what was mentioned earlier, 70 or 80 marks. Now, this change was necessary, keeping in mind the time that has been allotted for writing and the nature of the questions, where at least 75% of that will be of a subjective type. The specimen question papers for both the ICSC and the ISC have been uploaded on the council website under publications. Now, I know there was a question from one of the heads of schools where they did mention to give the marking scheme along with the specimen paper. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave it to your subject teachers, since they are the experts of their respective subject. So definitely they could do the marking scheme. The conduct of the ISC practical examinations and the evaluation of project work. Now, guidelines for the conduct of the practicals have been reviewed and gone over in details, and this we have shared with all our schools. Similarly, the guidelines for the evaluation of project work have been revised, and these too have been shared with all our heads of schools well in advance. So therefore, now we come to the submission of these marks. The last date, as per circular we have mentioned to you, is the 28th of February 2022. We have sent multiple reminders to our heads of schools regarding this. So therefore, please note that hereafter there will be no further extension of this date. The conduct of the art examination, again, all schools have been informed through a circular which we had sent on the 4th of February, that the ICSC and ISC art examinations for the 2022 examination will begin on March 11th. The question papers for these will be made available online through the careers portal 1 week in advance for all those schools which are offering art as a subject for the 2022 examination. Similarly, the stationery in which the students will be writing the examinations, the stationery has already, it's in the process of being sent to schools. Many schools have already received the stationery. So on receipt of the stationery and the answer script envelopes, we advise you to safely store them and keep them away. Appointment of examiners. As we have always said this, that the council cannot conduct the examination without the cooperation of our schools in the appointment of examiners, because we need a certain number of examiners for both the ICSE and the ISC examination. So similarly, for the 2022 semester 2 exams, the heads of schools are requested to kindly log into the portal and update and submit nominations of their teachers who have been identified as examiners. And in this context, it is important that you have your list of teachers of your school. So it is important that you log in to the affiliation module and update all the information of teachers of your respective schools, because there is a constant resignation of teachers leaving and there's a constant fresh appointments being made. Now this must be uploaded in the affiliation module where the names of your staff are constantly updated. Now again, we appeal to our heads of schools that to ensure that there are not many withdrawals of teachers as examiners. But if it is necessary, then kindly ensure that there is also a replacement of those examiners. For the conduct of the examination for Code 3 and 4 candidates, now the Council has already informed schools as to what are the guidelines necessary for these children who would be appearing as Code 3 and 4 candidates. Now we are aware that these children did not appear for the semester 1 or the semester 2 examinations. So for these children, the Council has prepared a special set of examination question papers, and these will be made available for these candidates in your respective schools. The details of this we will inform you later. Coming to the highlights of the 2023 examination. Here we would like to inform you about the registration that has taken place for the 2023 examination, starting with the class 10. As you can see, in 2022, we had 232,314 from 2,534 schools. And there is a marked increase for the 23 examinations, where we have 2,46,035 candidates appearing from 2,561 schools for the ICSE examination. Similarly, we have also a marked increase for our students of the ISC, where in 2022 we had 97,553 candidates, and in 23 we have 1,724 appearing from 1,272 schools. So that's a brief on the registration and the 23 examination. We'll end with a little quote over there that today's progress was yesterday's plan. And like we have said earlier, we at the Council spend countless hours in planning and making sure that the implementation is carried out. So if we walk along the right path and we are willing to keep walking with the Council, eventually we will make tremendous progress. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Sola. I would now request Mrs. Shilpi Gupta, head of the RDCD department, to make her presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Aratun. Good morning, Dr. Emmanuel and all members of the ASISC. I present to you the highlights of the work undertaken by the Research, Development and Consultancy Division in the past 1 year. We started the year 2021 with bringing out the ICSE and ISC regulations and syllabuses. Later in the year, in the month of December, we also brought out the ICSE and ISC regulations and syllabuses for the year 2024. All these documents, that is the ICSE and ISC regulations and syllabuses for the year 2023 and 2024, are available on the Council website. Hard copies of the same have also been sent to the schools. As you all know, for the year 2021, the Council followed a different method of conducting the ISC practical examinations, wherein instead of the practical paper being prepared by the Council, the practical papers were prepared by the visiting examiners at the different examination centers based on the detailed instructions and guidelines provided by the Council. Evaluation of the practical papers was also conducted by the visiting examiners at the evaluation centers. The RDCD worked with the ISC department in preparing the detailed instructions and guidelines for the conduct and evaluation of the ISC practical examinations for the year 2021. As the pandemic continued into the second year, a decision was taken to make a reduction in the syllabus at the ICSE and ISC level. Accordingly, the RDCD worked with the subject experts, and reduction was made in all subjects at the ICSE and ISC levels for the year 2022 examination. These reduced syllabi for class 10 and 12 were made available on the Council's website in July 2021. As you know, the Council is following a modified method of conducting the examination, wherein the academic year has been divided into 2 semesters and examinations are being conducted at the end of each semester. Accordingly, the RDCD worked with the subject experts to bifurcate the syllabus so as to identify the portions of the syllabus that would be covered in the first and the second semester examination. The bifurcated syllabus was made available on the website in August 2021. And here you can see the bifurcated syllabi, samples of bifurcated syllabi for ISC and ICSE. The past year saw us using technology and digital media in a much bigger way than ever before. We started the year 2021 with conducting training programs in an online mode. These training programs were conducted by our Kolkata office. A total of 18 training programs were organized at the ICSE and ISC levels for all major subjects. The capacity of each of these programs was 245. These are some of the subjects for which the training programs were conducted at the ICSE and ISC levels. Soon after the Council announced its decision to hold semester-wise examinations, another series of training programs were organized in the months from September to November 2021. The purpose of these programs was to orient the teachers on the second semester examination, and these programs largely focused on the question paper and the syllabus to be covered for the first semester examination. A total of 42 programs were organized, and the capacity of each of these programs was 980. We had initially planned for about 32 programs, 15 at the ICSE level and 17 at the ISC levels. However, due to popular demand, 10 programs at the ICSE level for major subjects were repeated. The Council has also been actively participating in the Nishtha online training programs. As you all know by now, Nishtha stands for National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement, which is an integrated teachers training program under the centrally sponsored scheme of Samagra Shiksha. The Nishtha online programs are being hosted on the Diksha platform of the Government of India. Till date, 3 Nishtha programs have been launched. The first one is Nishtha Elementary, which is for teachers from classes 1 to 8. The second Nishtha program is for the secondary level, which is for teachers from classes 9 to 12. And the third Nishtha program is Nishtha FLN, which is a short form for Foundational Literacy and Numeracy, and it is for teachers from preschool to class 5. We have already completed the Nishtha Elementary program in our schools. The Nishtha Elementary program included a set of 18 courses. We started this program on 23rd November 2020 in our schools, and this program ended on 31st March 2021. The Nishtha secondary program is still ongoing in our schools. It includes a set of 13 courses, out of which 12 are generic courses, and the 13th one is a subject-specific course, which covers pedagogy in English, Urdu, Sanskrit, science, mathematics, and social sciences. We have covered the 12 generic courses, and the 13th course, that is the pedagogy course, is yet to begin. We will begin this course as soon as we get the links from NCERT. This program was started in our schools on 11th August 2021. The Nishtha program for foundational literacy and numeracy includes a total of 12 courses. We started this program in our schools on 8th October 2021, and this program will end on 30th April 2022. When we look at the participation of our schools in these Nishtha programs, we find that the participation of the heads of schools and the teachers is very low, extremely low, in fact. Here, I would like to emphasize that it is extremely important that the schools participate actively in the Nishtha programs. The Nishtha integrated training covers all the recommended areas of the NEP 2020 and are a part of the 50 hours of the continuous professional development opportunities every year that the teachers are expected to participate in. The Nishtha programs aim to familiarize the heads of schools and teachers with the new initiatives and recommendations of the NEP with regards to teaching, learning, and assessment, so as to motivate them to implement the same in their respective classrooms for enhancing student learning outcomes. It is also very important for heads of schools to participate in these programs so that they are familiar with the new initiatives in education and so that they can provide the required academic leadership and the administrative support for ushering in the new changes which have been recommended by the NEP. I would like to add that these Nishtha courses are being offered by all school boards across the country, including the autonomous bodies, and the resource material for these courses have been translated into all regional languages. So once again, I would request all schools to participate actively in these Nishtha programs. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. It is said that adaptability to change is the hallmark of successful education. In the past year, we have seen many changes in the way we teach, learn, or assess. As we move into this new normal, as we usher in the new education policy, we at the Council, at the RDCD, hope to continue to innovate and adapt so as to bring the best of educational endeavors to our schools and students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gupta. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to enlighten you with some more information about the Council. I will start with the affiliations. Next slide. Currently, there are 2,700 plus schools affiliated to the Council, which also includes schools abroad. The number is steadily increasing each year. There are about 1,458 schools upgraded to ASISC and 9 schools affiliated to CVE. The number is very low as far as ISC is concerned. I request all our existing schools of 2,700 plus to apply for upgradation. We need more ISC schools in the council. If you have any difficulty as far as affiliating your school or upgrading your school to class 11 and 12, please get in touch with the council. We'll help you to upgrade your school to classes 11 and 12. As you all are aware, schools have reopened. Students have been vaccinated from the age group of 15 to 18 years. And I'm sure regular classes have begun. Teaching, learning has started in full strength. You must make sure that students attend school. They have missed school life for nearly 2 years. Online teaching, I don't know how much has helped them as far as their academic well-being. Offline is important for them. They need to physically be present in class, study and prepare themselves for board exams as well as their annual examinations, which will be ahead of them. In the Supreme Court on Wednesday, 23rd February 2022, Supreme Court dismissed the plea to cancel offline examination. There was a petitioner or petitioners who appeared before Supreme Court to cancel the offline examination. Here again, this is because our students are not ready for an offline exam. They haven't attended school for the last 2 years. So now I'll request all heads of schools, please encourage these students and parents to send their children to school for an offline teaching. It's necessary for children to be present in school to get used to the physical teaching and learning that takes place. Only then they will be confident enough to appear for an offline examination. Hence, with the Supreme Court's judgment, there will be an offline examination for classes 10 and 12, as already mentioned by Mr. Sola. A circular was sent by the council to all our affiliated schools regarding the tentative date for starting the ICSE and ISC 2022 semester 2 examinations, which will begin in the last week of April and will end in May. By giving schools this time is for preparation. Schools have been given sufficient time to complete the syllabus, revise the chapters for the second semester examination. We have also advised heads of schools not to conduct pre-board examination for both ICSE and ISC for their candidates, unless the syllabus is thoroughly completed and thoroughly revised. They may conduct these examinations in the month of middle of March, beginning of April. Give the children enough time to practice in school. Now, all of you will be wondering, when will the timetable be published? We have only published the tentative time for the exam, not even the date. And we have also not even given you the schedule of the second semester examination. This is because the council, we are waiting for the National Testing Agency to announce the dates for conduct of the entrance examinations. Otherwise, there would be a clash of dates, especially for our science and maths subjects for classes 12. So please bear with us. Very soon, the schedule will be announced as soon as we get the dates for the entrance examination. Now, regarding the examination of 2023 and the syllabus for 2023 examination. As of now, there will be no reduction of syllabus for the examination year 2023. As far as bifurcation of the academic year into 2 semesters is concerned, the schools will be informed well in advance. For now, we request schools to continue to teach the topics in a chronological order as it appears in the syllabus which is on screen for the year 2023. Yesterday, at the inaugural session of the conference, there was an exhaustive discussion on the NEP 2020. I am sure all of you who attended this program have been enlightened by the speakers who spoke on the NEP. Keeping the NEP in mind, we would like to introduce additional skill-based subjects such as robotics, artificial intelligence, data science, and so on and so forth. We are at the council, especially the RDCD, is working on the NEP of 2020, and maybe by next year, you will see some changes taking place in the curriculum or in the pattern of question paper or assessment. So these changes are likely to commence in the new year. Schools may also now consider introducing new subjects in classes 9, 10, 11, and 12 from the basket of subjects already being offered by the CISC, such as beauty and wellness, mass media and communication, legal studies, and hospitality management. You must encourage your students to go in for these skill-based subjects. Yesterday's discussion at the inaugural session, a lot of emphasis was placed on technology education, skill-based subjects, holistic education. So I'm sure you have understood what the NEP requires you to do as far as education is concerned. Our chairman, Dr. Emmanuel, had given you a very exhaustive presentation yesterday regarding the NEP. Even the last speaker of yesterday gave you a very exhaustive presentation regarding the NEP. So I'm sure you have understood what the NEP is all about. It is all about holistic education. They have also spoken on street smartness. They have spoken on the reduction of syllabus. They have spoken of how the child should think on his own, should not go for rote learning, should be self-sufficient as far as education is concerned. So with this, I'm sure you will go back home with a lot of information regarding NEP 2020. We had a virtual teachers training session last year. Again, we plan to have the virtual teacher training session this year also, which will begin on the 7th of March 2022 and will end on 20th April 2022 for both ICSE and ISC subjects. They will help, these teacher training sessions will help our teachers in preparing our students for the second semester examination. Please do encourage these teachers to attend these training sessions. They are going to be online sessions. There will be no difficulty in them traveling to different places, either to Calcutta or to Delhi. They will sit in the comfort of their homes or schools and attend these training sessions. Now I'll give you glimpses of the CISC office building at Hyderabad. We'll have a walk through this particular beautiful building that is being constructed at Hyderabad. As I mentioned earlier to you at your conference last year, this building has 2 basements, has 6 floors, along with a residential area which is attached to the office area. This entire building is built on 1 acre of land. We need to thank Mr. Reddy for donating this land to the council. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being so patient and giving us a patient hearing. Now we are ready to take up questions if there are any. If there are any questions,
We have a provision for live questions. So since Mr. Aritun is ready to take the questions, so anyone from the floor can ask the questions. We can connect. So we'll pass on the mic to you. The camera will cover you, so you can just ask the question. So that is okay. Directly you will get the question from the body. Right? So please go ahead. Mic, please. Joshi, you have a mic. And mic.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
good morning.
These questions were sent to me by one of our principals, William Henry Smith School, Varanasi. And the questions are, what will be the council, when will the council organize the subject? Just a second, sir. When will the council organize the subject-wise meeting of semester 2? Then next question is, will the 2 semester systems continue in the next session? If yes, will the syllabus of class 10 and 12 also be bifurcated in the next year? What will be the mode and pattern of exam? Same MCQ type?
The question, I think we have already answered these questions. Regarding the syllabus, regarding the exam, regarding the semester examination, we have already answered that.
G. And the next part is, can we adopt the board pattern in class 9 and 11 as well? Semester systems, MCQ type questions.
We'll have to take, first we'll have to take a decision whether we will continue with semester 1 and 2 for the board examinations. As you know, both CISC and CBSE are both national boards. So this year, both the national boards had 2 semester examination. We need some clarity from the ministry regarding continuing with the semester system or going back to the 1 examination system. This clarity will only come maybe within a fortnight or so. So once we decide regarding board examinations, then we will inform schools regarding class 9 and 11, whether we would advise them to have a semester system or not.
Right, sir. And in continuation, this is subject specific, that topo sheets used to have 20 marks question overall, but this year it has been reduced to 10 marks. So will this be pattern followed in 22 and 23? You have already answered that.
Mr. Joshi, I think that has already been answered. We will need to wait. Once we have clarity on that, then we will tell you subject specific also.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you so much.
There's a question behind there. So please go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
First of all, congratulations to the entire council for conducting semester 1 examination successfully. Sir, I've got two questions. Question number one is, as we are aware that we had objective semester one, and last year results were prepared by computing standard 9th and 10, standard 11th and 12. My question is that since we are confirmed that semester 2 is going to be subjective, so is council going to compute again, or will there be a further modulation of marking, considering students have appeared for the objective in the semester 1 and it is going to be subjective in semester 2? Because just sharing an example that many students, I've seen the results, the tabulation. So many students till last year, when it was a subjective, students did score 100 out of 100 in many subjects like mathematics or language or any other subjects. But this year in the semester 1, this happened that due to objective, this is all the data you must be knowing, sir. So this year in semester 1, this was not the case. So just question, will there be any modulation or computing of the marks again in the semester 2, after semester 2?
Semester 1 and semester 2 were bifurcated. We reduced the syllabus for semester 1 and also semester 2. We made it 50-50. Out of the 100 marks, 50 marks where 50% was for semester 1, 50% was for semester 2. Semester 1 was an MCQ exam. Our intention was to have an online MCQ exam, but that due to reasons already mentioned to you, we could not conduct that online. So it had to be an offline exam. But coming to your point regarding students not faring well in the semester 1 exam, the reason is very simple. All of us are aware of it. Children have not studied. They have not really studied. Let me share a secret with you. They had planned, as soon as we decided we made the announcement that we're going to have an online exam. Students had already planned, coaching teachers already planned to hire rooms, fix up lovely gadgets. Today we are in an IT world, and they would cheat. So much so they went to court for even semester 1. There were written petitions. You know, my mobile is full of information on WhatsApp, number of calls I used to get late at night, early parts of the morning, students requesting me, parents requesting me, please have an online exam. Our students are not prepared for an offline examination. The fact remains that they didn't study. So, sir, I'm sorry, there will be no modulation or anything. 50% is there for semester 1, 50% marks will be there for semester 2, right? And that is the reason we have extended the time for teaching and learning. I mentioned just now, we are going to hold the exam, both CBSE and CISC will hold the exam in the last week of April, giving the children plenty of time to study. And now, since all the schools have reopened and students must come to school, it is up to the principals, the school managements to educate our parents to send the students to school. If they don't come to school, then the semester 2 examination will also be very difficult. Because online teaching, remember, we had an exhaustive session yesterday. Sounds very nice. Online, IT, everything sounds very good. But India's not ready for this right now. Our Indian students are not ready. And remember, in your class, you have got we say 45 students in a class. In most of the schools, it's 50, 60 in a class. So online teaching, how can it take place? Go abroad, go to countries abroad, whether UK, US, wherever abroad, not more than 25 children, 20 to 25 children in a class. That's possible for online teaching. So, and then the culture is different. The mindset is different. Here, the students were forced into a situation. Teachers were forced into a situation due to the pandemic to go on for an online examination, online teaching and online exam. You conducted it online. You had no other option but to do it. But we were lucky to have the offline examination for semester 1 and semester 2 we are going to conduct now. We were the first ones to come up with the idea of semester 1 and semester 2 so that we get the marks, because we were not prepared for 2021 board examination situation where we had to, as you just mentioned, we had to collect the internal marks. And I'm sorry to say to all our principals here, my apologies to all of you, if I may make a statement. Some of our principals were not honest enough in giving us the true picture of their evaluation. Marks were literally jacked up and given to us. So when our statisticians worked it out, they were able to identify schools who have jacked up marks. I'm sorry to say that, but that is the truth. Yes, sir.
And sir, I have one more question. That is, we affiliated to ISC as well, sir. And there are subjects like students after passing standard 10th, the parents and the students, they do compare the subjects being offered by CBSE and subjects that we have at ISC level. There are a number of vocational subjects available in the CBSE, which we do not have at this point of time. Many subjects you did mention, sir. I would just I'll just compare about fine arts and the arts that we have, and IP, that is informatics practices, and the computer science that we have, sir. So it is very difficult at the time to counsel the students and convince the parents, guiding career counseling. It is very difficult, sir. So will there be such vocational subjects further added in the council as well?
I had just mentioned in my presentation regarding artificial intelligence, robotics, data science, and several other subjects will also be brought in. Skill-based subjects will also be brought in, because we have to look at the NEP. Because yesterday, in the discussion that took place, the speaker spoke about skill-based subjects, right, and about technology, vocational education. So we will definitely implement this. We are studying the NEP, and we will definitely introduce more subjects, just like CBSE, or maybe more than CBSE has introduced, right?
Thank you very
Bagley.
much, sir.
Mrs. Bagley has a question here.
Yeah.
Please have the mic.
Good morning, Mr. Arathun. Mrs. Bagley here.
Good morning, Mrs. Bagley.
Good morning. Just a quick question I want to ask. Since you said the semester 1 exam will be starting in end April and extending to May vacation, so our vacations will be taken away, parents are asking, and teachers who are going for supervision, if they are purchasing, there'll be a little problem.
Mrs. Bagley, Mrs. Bagley, we are still in a year of uncertainty. Okay. 2 years of uncertainty was there.
That's true.
This year also is a very uncertain period. This uncertain period will continue for some time.
Okay.
The pandemic is still here. It may have reduced, but it's not gone away. And today we are saying we will begin the exam by the end of April, finish maybe in May. but we don't know whether we will really be able to conduct this exam or not, because it's all in God's hands. If the pandemic returns again, you know what happened in January. Mr. Vincent had spoken to me regarding holding the conference sometime end of January. But there you are. You got the Omicron that swept every home practically. If one member got it, the whole family got it. So we don't know what's going to happen. So in such a situation, I would request you to request parents and teachers, tell them that this is a very unprecedented period to bear with all of us. Right? So please convey the message to them.
Thank you.
Things will be a little different this year. Right?
Thank you, Mr.
Please pass. Carry on. Please pass on the mic.
A very good morning, sir. Sir,
Good
this
morning.
is in addition to the skill-based, question subjects which has been included by NEP, and I think the parents are looking forward to these subjects. The problem as school head we are facing is that for for the +2, if we want to, add subjects like mass communication or any other professional courses, the criteria, the council criteria is postgraduate plus training, B.Ed training. So this is a problem we are facing, sir, if council could help us, because I wanted, for the last 2 years, I wanted to include mass comm in my arts stream, but I'm unable to do because I'm not getting people. They are postgraduates, but we are not getting B.Eds. So this is a problem we are facing. This, I think, we'll face with robotics and AI, where maybe diploma courses should be allowed. That is just a suggestion, sir.
Yeah,
So that we can
ma'am,
include.
B.Ed is not compulsory as far as these subjects are concerned. Right?
Sir, I tried on the council website. We did not get this because it was clearly written that the person should be a B.Ed. So
Okay, we will look at the website and make those corrections.
Yeah,
right?
thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
And at this stage, when we are talking about the skill-based subjects, I would request all our principals right across the country, not only those who are present offline or online, principals all across the country and the world, wherever our schools are, kindly send me a list of names of subjects, skill-based subjects, that you would like us to introduce in the council. Looking at the demand, because you have to look at the demand in the market. What is this subject? Is this subject going to attract students to take it? Because after all, there has to be an upward mobility. Right? So if there is an upward mobility, then you must recommend to us, do suggest some subjects that you would like us to introduce. Since the NEP talks about skill-based subjects.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my question is not about the board examinations. Needless to say that we all have been very badly hit by the pandemic, especially the education sector. But my concern is about the other classes. Now that we are most probably will be going on a normal mode of education for the next academic year. So my question is, how are we going to bridge the gap of learning that is very, very substantial? And we see that there is a great loss here when the children come back to school at the other levels. Of course, there has been reduction in syllabus from grade 6 onwards that we have incorporated. But what about the other classes? Is the council going to give us some guidelines regarding this for the next academic year? And Madam Bagli has already asked, we also had the concern when to reopen the schools next year, because the duration, if we start in June, will not be enough to bridge that gap. Of course, there's a big challenge for next 2 years, I think. It will really take a toll on the learning ability of the children as well. So I just wanted to know if any guidelines will be given in this regard, or each individual school can follow anything.
Ma'am, we'll have to wait a little, because right now, as I just now mentioned, it is an unprecedented period. So already students who passed their examination in the year 2020 and 2021, they were deprived of so many things. They were 20 was deprived of appearing for all the subjects. They only appeared for few subjects. Then for 21, they appeared for none. And in 21, even the teaching was done online. So they really didn't get the benefit of getting taught in a school surrounding. They were taught online. So see, they have lost out. And now with the 22, the same has happened. But fortunately, the coronavirus is being a little good to us now. It has reduced a little. So students are coming to school, but still parents are still anxious about their students. They don't want their wards to attend school, fearing the virus. So there are various things we have to face. And so it's difficult at this point to tell you regarding the session when you should begin again. You will have to, move with the tide right now. Right now, the board examination, and as I told you, we will be guided by the ministry because both are national boards. And the council would not like to do anything different as far as timing is concerned, because we are in consultation with the ministry. We are in consultation with the National Testing Agency. The National Testing Agency has asked us to hold on till they publish the dates, because otherwise subjects would clash like sciences and maths for +2 examination. So give us time. Maybe we will help you by giving you some guideline, but this won't be immediately. We'll have to wait and watch. But if that doesn't happen, I think each school will have to take a decision on their own. Looking at the schedules or the guidelines given by the council and the ministry.
Yes, sir, because the Karnataka government has already given us the instructions regarding extending this academic year. But most of us feel that extending this academic year doesn't serve the purpose, because already it's over. We need to plan for the next year, which is going to begin. So are the schools allowed to take a decision in reopening the schools earlier than what we were doing before?
Ma'am, see, you'll have to go with your government. You'll have to go with the government, because again, parents will rush to the government, rush to the ministry or rush to court and tell them that this is what the schools are doing. They're not, giving the children a chance for vacation. So it's better that you are guided by the state that you are in. Let the state guide you. So you'll be, because this is, as I'm repeating myself, it is an unprecedented period. So things is going to be abnormal. It's not going to be normal for us. Right.
Sir,
Thank
you have
you,
a
sir.
question there.
Thank you.
Sir, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm Dr. Hiremit, sir. Very good afternoon, Zeri, sir. Adding on to Padma Shri Madam, I am also from Karnataka. The Karnataka government has said we have to reopen schools from 15th of May. They've already given the guidance. And they are trying to extend, this side they are extending the dates. So we would like to follow, as you said, Karnataka.
Yeah, you follow your state government. You will be safer if you follow the state government where the school is situated, right?
Yes, sir.
And we are in touch with the states also, because the central ministry is definitely instructing the states accordingly, right? As far as examinations are concerned.
Next question, sir. We got updated in the year 2016. We are supposed to go for permanent affiliation. So we try to apply, but it says expiry date of the NOC. Is NOC required now at this stage for permanent?
Sir, I think if it is your school, do get in touch with us individually. We'll look at it, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you,
you.
sir.
Because I know this question was there. So you just write to us or you get in touch with us. We will solve the problem. Right?
I had problem with the official mail, sir. Yesterday we got solved, so I will communicate through the official.
Right.
Father James. Please pass on that mic, the other mic. Please pass on the other.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Father James.
Good afternoon, Father.
Yes.
Tell me.
So thank you very much for your time and also for leading CSC in a wonderful manner. And with regard to the semester 1 examination, and you already said in your talk that students didn't study because of the online classes. The examination we conducted, and when we see the marks of the students, especially in the ISC, it comes very low. And when we take this mark into adding with the second semester examination, total comes, students will be scoring very low in the ISC. So that will affect their career, their admissions, and we'll have to think about something, some ways out. And if it is possible to conduct a re-examination for the students or an improvement examination for the students with regard to the semester 1 examination.
We have already conducted three examinations regarding semester 1. We have given them a chance. Oh, you want an improvement? Improvement examination, we will look at it after the final results. See, as we have just got 50% marks, still to be taken by the students. Let them complete the entire year, and then we'll go for an improvement exam also. We'll have a compartmental exam, and we'll have an improvement exam. Nothing to worry about that.
First semester also.
So, sorry, sir?
It will be included the first semester also.
No. First semester marks and second semester marks will be taken together, and the final result, whatever the final result is, then students can apply for either compartmental or improvement, whichever. But not at this stage.
There is someone right.
That will be the whole syllabus will be included in that.
Yeah, because right now it is bifurcated, so they don't have to study what they studied in the first semester. They ought to study only for the second semester exam, that portion of the syllabus. So now the result, once the result will be a combined result, I mean, we will add semester 1 and semester 2 together, and whatever the result is, we assure you that we'll have a compartmental examination and we'll have an improvement exam, right? Sir, you see, the reason why I'm not mentioning right now about 2023, I'm just adding to this 2023 board examination, we may or may not have a semester system. We are waiting for some kind of clarity from the ministry because this was done because of the pandemic. But nowhere in the NEP is mentioned that there should be a semester system. All that the NEP says, improvement examination. So improvement examination will be there. Right? But it is still not very clear in the NEP what are they asking for. Right? So right now, let us watch and see what's happening. We have already had 2 semesters. Semester 1, and now we're going to have semester 2 for this year. So let us see how it works out, and then we'll take a decision.
Okay, sir, can you clarify in the improvement exams, if any, whether the first semester portions also will be included and the second semester also will be included?
The marks will be included. Oh, syllabus. Oh, syllabus you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, ultimately it will come to that. Ultimately, we'll have to look at the syllabus in totality. Because if it is an improvement exam, because I can understand you're wanting an improvement exam for semester 1 and also an improvement exam for semester 2. See, this is where the ministry is a little worried. Because this is going to put pressure on the boards. So we were the only 2 boards who went in for a semester system. CBSE and CISC. Now we have to rethink about this very carefully. And this was only done because the way the pandemic behaved. So we'll have to have a look at it. In the interest of our students, we'll definitely have a look at it. We will come back to you on this. We'll come back to you because we'll have to examine and discuss this.
Sir, there behind. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, very good afternoon, sir. I'm from Haryana. We had a bit of glitch in the last month. The state government asked us to conduct 5th and 8th class board examinations. And we also received a letter from the council that we need to hold it for the time being. But in the meanwhile, our honorable CM has halted the examinations for this year. But from next year, they're saying that most probably we will be asked to take board examinations for classes 5th to 8th. So how we need to proceed for that, sir?
Yeah. So right now, your CM has already made the announcement that nothing will take place this year. Next session, they are planning. But the matter is right now in court. The matter is in court. The hearing is coming up on the 4th of April.
Yes.
So let us see. We have also been made a party because we had made our representation to the state government stating that we don't agree with them. And even CBSE has also made their representation. CBSE has made their representation through the ministry itself. Right?
Yes.
So right now the case is in court. Hearing is scheduled for 4th of April. Let's see how things take place there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sister here.
Good afternoon to you. I'm
Good
Jane
afternoon.
Nair, KE133. We appreciate the efforts taken by the council to conduct the semester 1 examination. But we also, the principal, the teachers, the children also had to change accordingly overnight. The way we thought, the way we trained, the way we made question papers. But it's unfortunate that in certain question papers, there were some mistakes. There were more than one correct answer, or there were no correct answers at all. We had written to the council, but none of us got any reply. I just wanted to know whether any correction method has been done, or were the children penalized.
Ma'am, children will never be penalized as far as this council is concerned. We always said we are child friendly. So the benefit of the doubt will be given. If there are such incidences that have taken place, the benefit of the doubt will be given, right?
But
we have looked into it and we will
results
give them. So if supposing 2 marks or 1 mark has been missed out, that will be given to the child.
Results have already come, and no, our children, we have the question paper, so there had been no change in the marks at all. No, what without the mistake.
There's no change in the marks.
I mean the right answer was not there in a question paper.
Is it ICSE or ISC?
It remained 38. ICSE. It remained
ICSE.
38. It remained 38. I didn't see any 39 or 14.
No, ma'am, how do you come to that conclusion?
We get the question paper, the answer key.
So you looked at the answer key and the answer paper?
Answer paper we can't get to see, but
No,
the
answer paper, the child knows what answer he has written.
Of course they know. Of course they know.
So we are going by what the child, has said.
No, we are going by what the teachers feel and what the right answers are. We consulted each other and
I
all
know that.
felt the same
I know that, but it's very difficult. You as a teacher, principal, I'm also a teacher, right? We go by what our teachers and our children say. But we are, no, 1 minute. I agree with you. I agree with you. No, I agree with you. There were some mistakes, but those marks were given to all the children. Whether they asked for a recheck or not, marks were given to all the children. We didn't deprive any child, even if it was not asked for recheck. But what you are mentioning is something different. You are mentioning that your teachers told you that there is no change, but there was a mistake.
No, sir.
So,
That's
no,
not
correct. So if that be the case, ma'am, we're not here to argue. All I'll request you to do is Please send us the UID of those children. We will go through it. I'll personally look at it and get back to you, right?
Yes, sir. You haven't. No, it's not one child. We are talking.
You give me the whole lot.
All
I
right,
mean,
sir.
all the children. If there are 200 children who appeared for that particular class, whether it's 10 or 12, give me the UIDs. I will personally sit down, go through it, and then I may call you also. I may call you to Delhi to see for yourself. No, because I have to assure. Remember, ma'am,
yes, sir.
Whatever you are saying, everyone there present in Udaipur and right across the nation and the world is listening to your conversation. 1 minute, ma'am. Listening to your conversation and mine.
Yes,
so
sir.
I am to assure each school, each child, that what the council has been doing is correct. We are a child-friendly board and we stand by it. So please give me the UID numbers of all the children that you feel have not got the benefit of the doubt, right? Which state are you from, ma'am?
Kerala.
Kerala. Please send it to me.
I'll do
Personally,
that.
we will look into it and I will give you an answer. And if I still feel that I need you to come here and see for yourself, I'll do that also.
Thank you very much, sir.
Because seeing is believing, right? So I must assure all my principals right across the country and the world that the council is a child-friendly board. It's not here to victimize the children.
No,
right?
we are very sure about it.
Just a moment, please.
Yeah.
We realize we are using a very sophisticated technology for this conversation.
I have one more question.
Don't talk in between.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Somebody talking, it will cause a lot of disruptions. So please ask the question, listen to the answer, and then.
Sure. One more question. Will the second semester marks also be published the way the first semester marks were published?
It will be added together and given as one mark.
With the internal marks.
Consolidated.
Thank you so much.
Consolidated marks will be there.
Yes, sister.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Sister Sarita Menezes from Carmel School, Jorhat, from Assam. The Assam state government has already okay, hello.
Carry on.
Sister, can I just give me a minute? I just wanted to answer the question asked by the principal from Kerala.
Okay.
Just now. Ma'am, can I just give me a minute? Can I answer the can I have that principal who was just asking from K133? Ma'am, K133 was just now. Yes, ma'am. Since you want, since you brought up the topic of 2 results, semester 1, semester 2. Okay, we will give the semester 2 results so you can let the children compare both how they fared in an MCQ exam and how they are fared in the normal examination that should have taken place. So looking at both, then we'll give you a consolidated mark sheet. So there'll be semester 1, 1 mark sheet, semester 2, 2nd mark sheet, and a consolidated mark sheet. Is that okay?
Sister.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Sister.
Sorry for that. Tamil school, sorry, sister. So you have left Bengal and gone away to Assam. Huh?
Yes, and I'm happy there.
Good.
But I'm part of West Bengal.
Yes, very much.
We are one region. It was not mentioned, but then we know that we are part of Bengal region.
Right.
This is with regard to the notice issued by the state government on the 14th of December 2021 to follow the new pattern of school education system, that is from the existing 10+2 to 5+3+3+4. And it was supposed to be started from January 2022. A lot of preparations have been going on in state government schools, and we also have got this instruction to follow this pattern. and our parents and students are all confused. There are already 15 applications for TC from class 8, because as we all know, they prefer CBSE board after class 10. That's the reason we had also closed down ISC, though we have not informed the council, but we have not been sending students for ISC because of this reason. So therefore, I would like to know what the council is going to do with regard to this. We need to give clear-cut instructions, guidelines to the parents with regard to this, so that we are able to retain our students. Thank you.
Sister, I think you'll have to repeat yourself once. I didn't get you very clear. I mean, there are two things. One, you talked about examination for 3,
Nothing
5, and 8.
Not exams.
And then, no, we didn't get you clear here.
May
Can
I
you repeat?
Okay.
Can you repeat yourself once more?
On the 14th of December 2021, the state government, that's the Department of Education, Guwahati, they had circulated a notice giving instructions to all the schools to reconstruct the school education system from 10+2 to 5+3+3+4. And there are a lot of preparation going on in state government schools. We also have been instructed to follow this pattern from January 2022. And from next year, there will not be any board exam even in class 10 in the state boards. So now the students and parents are all confused with regard to this.
Okay. This is a major issue. This is a major issue. So please send us that circular and the guidelines that the government has given you. Some guidelines have been given to you all and to the state schools. Send us that, we'll examine that and get back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Because you see, your last speaker yesterday came up with many important points. For example, he said it will take 1 year, it will take 2 years, 3 years. So right now, each state may be doing their own stuff, right? So we need to examine it, and maybe we'll have to bring it to the notice of the center. So you send us the circular, send us those guidelines which they have sent you, because you see, even Haryana government, they want to have a board examination 5 and 8. Right? But, and again, let me make it very clear, the NEP is not very, the directives are not very clear right now. Right? Then, everything is still not very clear to each one of us. So we need clarity. So for that, we will definitely examine your case and then get back to all your schools. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I even spoke to the inspector of schools. She also said we all need to follow this pattern. We need to have that one principal from nursery to class 12 and to follow this pattern. This is what she instructed me.
Okay. Right, sister, we'll look into it. Please send us the notification.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please go ahead, Dr. Gayatri.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
When we receive circulars from the state government, obviously it's going to be in the regional language. And when we send it to the council, what would be the best way of translating it? We do the.
You'll have to translate it, ma'am.
You'll
have to translate, you'll get it translated, because let me tell you 1 minute. See, you're getting circulars now in your own regional language there. Let me tell you, even for, we have already governments have already started this practice as far as the NOC is concerned. Most of the NOCs come in the regional language. So we ask for a translation. So get it translated and send it to us. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, meanwhile, please ask the question. Dr. Jas, you will come next. There's somebody asking a
Good
question.
afternoon, sir. This is Abigail Glashan from UP 393, Srinivasa Ramanujan Public School. My question is, thank you for reiterating the fact that we are a student-friendly board. Our students are slightly concerned, especially we just uploaded the marks for the internal assessments. So internal assessments, subjects like physical education and computer applications, where these were practical subjects. The students, of course, have been at home for most part of the year, and suddenly they were asked to come to school, do the practical. They were given marks. So they are a little concerned, especially for subjects like these. Will there be some sort of a consideration? Yes, you did mention that there would have been schools who increase marks and give, but for schools who been honest and given them what they deserve, what they've done. So just wanted to find out if there would be some sort of consideration for such subjects.
So ma'am, I'll put the ball back into your court, right? You have all the marks with you. So these are internal marks. See, and so as far as internal marks are concerned, you are fully aware what schools are doing. Either they give them all 20 marks, if it is 20, and if it's 30, they give them 30. Right? And some schools give 0 also. When they're not happy with the student, they give 0. So the marks are with you. Please give us whatever marks you feel the child deserves, right? So don't leave it to us. I'm again mentioning the ball is back into your court.
Well, we've given what we felt they deserve, not taking out any vendetta on anyone.
I'm sure the students will do well. I'm sure they'll do well. Don't worry. Right?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think the last question is already 12:30 now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jerry. I'm Charles from Tamil Nadu region.
Yes, Charles.
I have a question from TN030. The boy of ICSE failed to appear for first semester. And the principal want to know whether he will be permitted to appear for semester 2 and subsequently go for improvement or a compartmental.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. As per our circular, we have very clearly mentioned that the child has to appear for semester 1 to qualify and be eligible for semester 2. Now, we have given a concession even in as much as if the child has partially appeared, we are permitting them to sit for the semester 2. However, if they have been totally absent, then the circular stands.
He is only partially. One subject he didn't appear.
Sorry?
He failed to appear for one subject.
So for that one subject where he will be permitted to appear for the semester 2 exam. That's fine.
Thank you.
The circular states that very clearly, Mr. Charles.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
It's 12:30.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
One or two more to ask questions. I don't know if Mr. Arathun is free to take the questions because it's only 12:30. Will you be? Is it okay, sir? Taking one or two more questions?
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, please go ahead with that question.
Sir, good afternoon.
Because we won't have the lovely lunch that you have prepared, Mr. Vincent. We are missing the lovely lunch that you have prepared.
It will be all online.
You can send it to us online.
So good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
this is related with the physics exams that went on in the semester 1 examination, sir. I hope all of us here will accept and support me when I say that children really get scared when they come to the examination hall, particularly on the physics day of examination. I hope at least in the second semester examination, please look into this, sir, because I understand that the subject is very specifically moduled in such a manner that most of the children who got very good marks in mathematics, chemistry, and biology were not able to score more than 30 marks in physics. So now when we say about second semester examination, every child comes to us asking, tell us when is physics exam?
Okay, right.
Look into it.
We have noted this.
That
we have noted, and I assure all our principals right across the country and the world where our schools are, that we will take great care as far as the results of our students are concerned for 2022 exam. Since we had 2 semesters, we'll take great care and we will do our best to see and to stand by what I said. We are student-friendly board. But at the same time, I will request all our principals, please, you do your duty in making sure that they study. Call them to the schools, make them study, teach them and make them study, because they are lost a lot of teaching and learning time by staying at home. At home, they have not studied anything. Hey, it was, they had a gala time at home. So I think now it's time that you as principals and teachers, please call them to school, teach them, give them proper teaching, and make sure that they learn and appear for this board examination.
Mr. Joshi, sir, next your turn. Mr. Joshi,
Once again, sir, most of the principals will agree with me. In semester 1, MCQ was a new pattern of examination for the students. And even the very intelligent and hardworking students have not performed that well. So if the council, my request is if the council could study the results subject-wise of the students of semester 1 and give appropriate weightage to the semester 1 and appropriate weightage to semester 2 exams. That's a request, sir. Thank you.
So none will fail, sir. None will fail. All will pass. Huh? So if you want that to happen, no problem. So don't worry, Mr. Joshi, I assure you that we will take great care as far as these children are concerned. Right?
Right, sir. Thank you.
Sir, there, yeah, behind. Please go ahead. Pass on another mic, please. Please, quickly. Someone is going there.
Good afternoon, sir. This is a request that please start. Okay. Sir, my school is CG024. I am a newly affiliated school from Chhattisgarh. And I request you, sir, to please conduct the training programs offline, sir, because we tried to enroll ourselves online, but we couldn't. I don't know what went wrong with the server. And in Chhattisgarh, it is a remotest place, and we had multiple issues with online. So please,
please get in touch with us, right?
Sir?
Write to me, and I'll make sure that your teachers get admitted online, right? They join online. Offline right now will be a little difficult, right? Maybe a little later in the year, we will look at how the pandemic treats us, and then we'll move on.
At least
but if you want, now we are going to begin this virtual training program. So please join. And if you have any difficulty in joining, please let us know. We'll help you out. We'll help you out. I know there's connectivity problem and all. We'll help you out. We'll see how best we can get your teachers on board. Right?
Okay.
Sir, there may be the last question.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, this is a peculiar question. It's not related to curriculum or examination like this.
Yeah, it is from Odisha. Anyway, let's hear Odisha.
It's exactly, sir. This time when students came to school, asked me what is the date of issue of certificate, because nowadays this year Staff Selection Commission declared that date of issue is required. After examination, after declaration result, we are getting certificate from you, pass certificate and mark sheet, statement of marks. But the date of issue on certificate is not there. So
yeah, we have, if you look at the certificate, the date of result is given there. So the date of the result is the date of the issue.
Okay, okay. I'll manage the parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
The date manage your parents in Orissa. Okay. And if you have any problem, get hold of Father Joseph. Huh?
Okay.
He will help you. Right, sir.
Because also we are, it's already 12:35. So I think we can wind up this part. So, Mr. Aritun, thank you very much So we missed you, but then you were right here. Like exactly as you're more larger than life actually, because you are in a huge. So it was wonderful having you here, and I think the interactions went very well. Thank you very much for taking all these questions and answering those. I am sure everyone is going to go back satisfied, happy that council is alive and things are happening, and we are with you in this. And thank you very much for being with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent, for having us with you on this lovely occasion. And I must thank all the participants, all the principals who attended this for giving us a patient hearing and participating with us in all their concerns and doubts. Thank you very much, all of you, and may God bless you all.